We about to go into E3 right now.
First off, I'm at the conference, right? I'm telling you right now, I'm at the conference, right? The moment I saw my man go like this, boom, like that, it was over, man. I was like, yo, the game is like, the energy is crazy. So first off, I want to know, what is the storyline like going to be about, and will this game be a franchise, or is it just a one-shot deal? Because I would love to see more of this, even after, you know, Ryse 1. You know, I want to see more. But what's the story, like the energy behind it? It's crazy.
So this is about Marius Titus, right? And he's a legionnaire. Okay. And his family is murdered. And it sets him off on this kind of path of revenge. And this revenge path will take him to the edges of the Roman Empire and back before he can fulfill it. So it's a guy that's driven, you know. And it's about him growing from just being a soldier to being a leader of men to being a general. And of course, you know, I mean, we're Crytek, dude. We plan franchises, right?
Yeah,
so
definitely. I know. Now, let me ask you this question. Considering Crytek and, you know, your life with Crysis and all the things that you've done as a company prior, like, what made you guys want to change, you know, in terms of going into this type of game? Because when people saw it, it was like, it did at first, it was a Connect-only game from what people were saying. So how are you guys utilizing Connect now if you are going to use it? And can you explain the reasoning for all the quick time use and, you know, getting that energy there?
Yeah. So, I mean, we're Crytek, right? We're restless.
Yes, I know.
You know, after Far Cry, what do? We do Crysis 1, Crysis 2, Crysis 3. And we're like, we've never done a third-person game before. And, you know, when we're doing the Connect stuff, we built a Connect game, and it was pretty fun. But the problem is that we said at one point, all right, we need to own something else, man. We've done the first-person thing before. So we said, okay, third-person action-adventure set in Rome. Crytek's going to own that. But you know what? The Connect, we couldn't leave it alone. So we're like, how do we use the base functionality of Connect and have this idea where you use the controller, you control your warrior. Your voice makes you a general. So when you play the demo at the end when you're on the tower and you say Archer's Fire, that's how you use Connect. You say it. It's natural. And for us core gamers, you know, we try to make it. It can't be lame. It has to just work. It has to be fun.
It has to be seamless. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and there's a button backup, right? Like you can press a button because I don't know about you, but I got kids at home, and at 2 in the morning when you're yelling fire, you know.
I feel you.
My wife is gonna take my toys away, but yeah. And you know the combat, right? And people think it's QTEs, but once you actually play it, it's about flow. It's about, you know, I get the button timing right, I get a good deflect, I open up the guy longer, I hit him with the right time with the sword, I draw more blood. Then once you get this execution, instead of just taking control away and not letting you do anything for like 10 seconds, we're like, we got to keep the flow going. So when you hit these button prompts, you get more of a bonus. And so it's more than anything, it's us realizing that in other games, when you do an execution, it's cool for the first 30 minutes, but after a while, it's like, okay.
You don't want it to get repetitive. You got to have more variety.
And so there'll be about 100 executions in the game, and each of them.
What?
Yeah.
There's going to be 100 executions. Oh
So
my God.
And each of them will have its own kind of bonus mechanic. And if you kind of forget about the X and Y for a second, Y always represents your shield, X always represents your sword. So once you kind of get the feeling down of what the execution is, you don't even need to watch those anymore, right?
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's a very unique way of approaching QuickTime. Like that's real dope. So now I got a few more questions for you. Now, in terms of like the armor and stuff like that, and you know, obviously people are going to look at it and be like, they love 300. This is Sparta. They're going to see the resemblance and stuff like that. Now, how does gameplay work? Like, how do you guys have ways where you can use your entire team for certain moments? Because I saw the arrow part, and that's cool. But it'd be cool if you could, like, at certain times, randomly use your people and use your partners. Because there's times where I've seen in the game where you're fighting against multiple people, but it's just you. It'd be hot if you can say, hey, come over here, and then you just get help, like automatically. I think that'd be pretty interesting. I'm not saying you have it, but I think it'd be a good idea. Have it something you thought about?
yeah, so I don't want to reveal too much, but if you think about it, right, just ask yourself, just, you know, put yourself in this frame of mind, what would I want to use my voice for while I have my hands on the controller? Just think of that. And we're gonna be talking more about the features coming, but you know, it's gonna be hot, dude. I think you'll like it. Yeah.
Now, considering this is, you know, next generation Xbox One, there's a lot going on here. You know what I'm saying? And cloud technology, everything that Microsoft is promoting. You know what I'm saying? What have you guys learned And the reason why I'm asking you guys this question, because I know you guys is hardcore when it comes to development, and you're hardcore when it comes to graphics and things like that. And you know, with the PC background and all. What have you guys learned so far about Xbox One that's not only going to take it to the next level in terms of the launch, but years from now? What have you guys seen or are experiencing and learning that's going to make Crytek probably want to do another exclusive game on Xbox One? Like, what's the difference between Xbox One as opposed to, you know, the rivals over at PlayStation and stuff like that from what you guys been working on?
Well, I mean, the first part of your question is absolutely right. You know, the hardware. So, you know, at Crytek, we're all about pushing hardware. And right now, this is only the first game, right?
That's scary.
It's only the first game. And when people say, oh, no, there's not going to be any difference between last gen and next gen, we just say they're not trying hard enough. Because if you look at the demo, right, I mean, we're pushing facial, we're tearing cloth dynamically. Like, all the enemies around you have full cloth sims. I mean, this stuff you couldn't do on 360. We have particles right now in this demo that if we try to put it on 360, people have been like, you're crazy, you can't do that. So, I mean, I can only imagine where we're taking the cloud in the next kind of iterations of the game. But, yeah, definitely, dude. We got our eyes on it. Trust me.
Now, I have one more question for you, and I think this right here will make Ryse a mainstream success. But going back to the whole 300 thing and the Spartans and the Warriors and stuff like that, people really love that. You know what I'm saying? And Spartacus, that was another hit TV show. They loved that war. So my thing is, it'd be dope if you guys had like a multiplayer component where I could create a team of Spartans and armies. You could create a team of Spartans and armies. We could name them. We could brand them. Choose the armor, whatever we want. Choose our type of executions to give our clan a trademark, something like that, and just go to war in an open area and just go to war. Have you guys thought about doing something like that?
Take that one down on my phone, dude. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Exclusive on the Hip Hop Gamer Show, man. I think you guys do that. It'll be the first time you see a game like this in the esports league or something.
So we have a strong multiplayer, and I wish I could spill the beans on it, man. But check this out, right? So you can't have Rome without the Colosseum. You can't have Rome without gladiators. You can't have Rome without progressing those gladiators. So yeah, we're going to be releasing it in the next weeks. You'll hear more about it. But our Colosseum is something like you've never seen before. But that idea you said, I don't know if we'll get to it, but I wrote it down, dude.
Right, cool. That's what I'm talking about. Hold on one second. What you got?
Yeah, what's up? What's up? It's Critical Eye. I just want to ask a question. We already know we're deep in the Roman army. Are we going to see actual historical characters like Julius Caesar? Are we going to see people putting in work? Are we going to see actual Roman historic warriors putting in work alongside you?
If you guys featured some of those great characters, oh my God, that'd be crazy. Like, have you guys thought about it? It could be a skin that you download or anything.
So one of the toughest things about making this game was picking what Roman time period we liked. And this is actually, I mean, the truth is that the game is historical fiction. We didn't stick to one time period. So there are some characters, like we have, I think in our game, about 15 what we call hero characters. You don't get to play all 15, but each of them, you know, has full performance capture. They're a real actor, real stage actor from the UK. So there will be some names from history. I can't say what they are yet.
No doubt, no doubt.
Come out and you guys see like all the kind of love we gave to try to bring out a real actor's performance. I mean, we haven't even talked about the story yet of Ryse and how we're doing it, but just to give you some context, we hired a director super early on to write the story, to also kind of, you know, develop the characters. We worked with like a fantastic partner in the UK, Imaginarium. It's owned by Andy Serkis, you know, who was like Gollum and all this stuff. So, I mean, we're working with the best guys in the industry right now to really push gaming to this next level. And I think in the next weeks, you're going to hear about story. And yeah, there's some cool characters, man. You guys will like it.
I can't wait, man.
That guy's eyes, I could see the dead in the commander's eyes. He looked like he was ready for war. He looked like there was no turning back. You could see his feelings. You could see how worried he was for his team. I understand. It was definitely a good job.
And you know, this whole, you know, relationship, right, is you can't get that across by faking it. You know, it really, when you see these barbarians, you see their faces, and you see, you know, Marius' faces, and he's squaring off. You know, that's not something that you can fake. That needs to be two real people in full performance capture. You know, kind of getting that relationship. I mean, you can't. And you know, I've said it before in another interview, but you know, video games, a lot of them are kind of like a high school play. You know, people are missing their cues, they're looking the wrong way, they're not acting, you know, like the lines out. So I mean, Ryse's Crytek's, you know, we're trying to squash that, dude. We're trying to make it really about connecting. And you know, we say our battleground for Crytek and the next generation is 6 feet to 6 inches. We want to own this. So
Wow, I love that terminology. So this is my last question. It's my last question. Then we're about to sign off. I got a PlayStation wristband on right now. Do you guys got plans to do anything for the PlayStation 4, or are you guys gonna only be on Xbox One? I'm not talking about just this game. I'm talking about any game that you guys make throughout this generation. Is all your games gonna be Xbox One only, or do you guys already got plans to show something for PlayStation 4 eventually?
well, I mean, I can't answer all of that, but all I know is Ryse is Xbox One exclusive. Our engine does work on PlayStation 4, so I mean that's up to the bosses above me. But yeah, I mean, you know, we're Crytek. We like pushing anything wherever we can. So, yeah.
Yo, is it possible we might see a mobile game?
Is it possible that we can see maybe a mobile version of Ryse to do some extra cool things?
Man, you guys are full of good ideas today.
Hell yeah, this is what we do, baby. We gamers for real, for real.
So we have a mobile studio. So you know, as soon as I see Chevot, you know, we'll point him towards this interview and we'll say, hey, if the gamers want it, dude, we'll bang one out. We'll hope we'll try.
Wait, what was his name?
Chevot. Yeah.
Look, Chevot, it's your boy Hip Hop Gamer. I know who you are. Let's make it happen, and you make more money doing it. All right, one love and God bless, man. That was Ryse. Yo, thank you so much for an amazing interview, man. RYSE. Woo! That's how we do it, baby. We out. Peace.